and I wasn't allowed to play video games. She's like, oh, it's going to affect your school life. And I failed everything. I was terrible in school. And I didn't actually, I've mentioned this before. I didn't actually learn how to properly read and write until I got to college. I was looking, I remember I saw this article not too long ago. It was like this woman was suing her high school because they didn't teach her how to read and write. And I believe it, because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I couldn't, what would happen pretty much was, for the homework, because I would be failing everything and I'd try to get my grade up with the homework sometimes. And what would happen was during the end of class, I had this notebook and I would just write whatever the teacher put on the wall. Let's say it was English class, they had this whiteboard with the Sharpie. They would write Beowulf is the best, whatever, and just write a bunch of words, and I would just copy the letters onto the notebook, and they would give me homework, and it could be whatever question it was, oh, how did this happen in this? And I would just flip my notebook open to something they said that day and just write it, just copy the letters onto the question, even though it's completely unrelated. And most teachers don't give a fuck anyway. They just want to see if you completed it. But it was so bad for math class, I had, this woman up my ass all the time because I would just copy down was it not even the equations, but just random problems. I would just copy them down from the bulletin board. And, when I get the homework, when I would go home and get the homework, it could be I don't know, what's 1/8 divided by 2/5 times 5, something like that. And I would just open the notebook, just copy down something she wrote on the thing. And she would she was an older woman. She would look at it and be like, you're messing with me. You're not trying at all. But genuinely, I didn't know what the fuck I had no clue. I was so clueless. I had no idea what I was doing. No one ever helped me. It just, I just couldn't fucking pay it. I was always so tired and fatigued. That feeling, right? When you wake up and you're just you don't want to get out of bed. You just want to sleep for another fucking 2 hours. You're just so fucking tired. That's how I felt 24/7. And not to mention too, I got recently diagnosed with Klinefelter syndrome, which, I had just low levels of testosterone and all this shit anyway. Learning disability is a pretty common thing with Klinefelter syndrome as well. So, she would just and that was that kind of started the whole big fight of oh, he needs special needs classes. I think he's very severely learning disabled. And my mom would have to go to the school all the time and be like, he's fine, keep him in the normal class. Because I had that same woman as a math teacher for 3 years. I got held back so many times for it. And I would be with the freshmen as a sophomore. When I was a junior, I'd be with the sophomores. I was always a year behind with it. And it was just fucking hell. Not only did I have to worry about getting my ass whooped at school and getting fucking bullied and shit, I was always in a constant state of panic and fight or flight from that. That was always on my mind. So I couldn't focus regardless, And my brain was just getting fucking starved from eating this prison fucking garbage food all the time. Just no protein, just skinny fat as hell, just muscles completely just atrophied to death, And it completely sucked. I just want to know what was going through, with this woman's, going through this woman's head, when she goes home, cause I would have to, she demanded for after school tutoring. And I just couldn't do anything. She must have went home to her husband and been oh, husband, oofy doofy husband, I know our relationship and marriage is failing and our kids hate you, but you got to get a load of this kid at school. He's a fucking moron. I want to know what went through her head, because I still to this day really can't do basic math, I just never learned. It's very easy now, I think, especially too with AI and everything, to just fucking graduate school without actually even learning anything and learning how to read or write, when I got to college, like, it just, everything kind of clicked. You know, I just, before COVID, I had this teacher, like, actually sit me down and, like, teach me how to write and teach me, like, the English language. And it just, like, that just kind of, like, clicked. Because, like, how I went through middle school and high school was just, like, copying other shit. Like, I didn't even know what these words meant, guys. That's how bad, like, that's how fucked the school system is. You know, oh, he's special needs, though. I think I just needed a good teacher and, like, a fucking support system. Not coming home to, like, because, yeah, I didn't have the internet. I couldn't Google anything. I couldn't watch some guy on YouTube explain, like, oh, this is how to do this. I would literally just go up to my room so tired. I would cook, like, 5 ramen noodles and just stare at a wall and just think about, like, a lot of just, like, traumatizing shit and just, you know, bullshit. You know, it just sucked. You know, pretty much. And yeah, my brain was just fucked of, like, nutrients probably. I mean, the thing too is, like, I've always had, like, really thin and greasy hair. You know, I don't know, like, when I got, like, official blood work done last year, this guy was like, the fucking doctor, he's like, I don't know how you're, like, alive, pretty much. He's like, I like, my whole years of doing this, I've never seen somebody with such, like, you know, low vitamin D levels and vitamin B12. Like, he gave me injections right away. He's like, I don't know how you're not, like, just fucking sleeping 24/7, pretty much. And this was before I got diagnosed with Klinefelter's too. So I don't know. My diet has always never been the best. And now, since, like, I live in my car, I'm ordering so much takeout. I'm going to Chinese buffets. You know, I really just don't even, I don't care, you know, and I just, cause what happens now, like, I remember them saying too, I was, like, pre-diabetic or something. And the doctor at the time was like, well, you know, diabetes can be reversed. So, like, you're good. And I was like, okay. So I just started stuffing my face with shit, thinking, like, I had, like, all the time in the world and stuff. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if I'm pre-diabetic now. Like, I'm getting pretty fucking big, man, you know, and it just came on like that, like, just eating carbs, and, like, I turned to alcohol, unfortunately, to, like, keep me motivated, which is, like, the worst thing you could put in your body. So, like, all these carbs and just calories over the past year I've just been consuming